Someone in the Ospreys ranks make themselves memorable tonight. Andrew Brace is in the centre as the smoke filters away from the Brewery Field. There's Damien Willems and his playmaker-in-chief tonight, Juri Mattia. Jac Morgan captains for the Ospreys.
Good.
Well, the Ospreys in Bridgend are a scarce breed. It's just their 16th match in their history at the Brewery Field. They've got an enviable record as well. They've won more than they've lost here, and it puts a particular squeeze on the visiting team, especially when you're more used to the climes of Cape Town. Willems. Springbok fullback returning after 4 months out with injury. Paul de Wet. There's Mattia. Heavy traffic which he has to run into. One of them is Justin Tipuric. De Wet to Mattia again. Looks for Keke Morabe, the number 8. Good football skills from Owen Watkin. He's hacked this forward. One for Conbeer to chase. It's going to be beaten by everybody.
Yeah, again, and this is something the Stormers were kind of practicing in the warm-up as well, trying to keep the ball alive, offloading in the tackle.
Backwards.
Straight away, just a quick throw in. They've come to play, and the Stormers can play. They've got such pace in that back line that you've got to be on your toes.
And use it. Stay there.
De Wet will box. First test of the night for Jack Walsh. No real pressure on the man from Australia. Fantastic game at Rodney Parade last weekend from Jack Walsh. He'll be looking to pull more strings tonight. Good offload off the floor. Watkin with the looped pass over to Luke Morgan. Morgan scored 2 tries in Cape Town against the Stormers last season. Edwards, the creator of one of those scores. Lively beginning from the Ospreys, Shane.
Yeah, positive. It all started having to defend for a couple of phases. Stormers, like I said, offloading out to the tackle, not really committing players to the breakdown, but Ospreys, when they've had the ball back, nice positive. Gary White to the speedster, Luke Morgan. Great matchup in the back three out there tonight. And again, just heads-up rugby, nice little switch. Spaces down the back, keep the Stormers in their 22. Good start from the Ospreys.
Joseph Dweba, the hooker for the Stormers. It's clean and off the top. Good drills from the Stormers. It is their first match of the season, remember. They would have liked a match last weekend, but in the end it was just a friendly they were able to cobble together at the last minute. Juri Mattia has a difficult task to replace Marnie Lebok in Stormers ranks. Tipuric, Morgan-Williams, Keiran Williams. Now Dewi Lake pulls it back. Lovely hands from the Ospreys. Into the 22 they go. Penalty Stormers, however.
First man. Okay, 13. Just 13 black, HIA. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely little intricate play from the Ospreys. Unfortunately, Owen Watkin being sent down the middle on his own.
13.
The impact that he's just had from that tackle, that would have been received on the touchlines here now. I'm not sure if it's the gum shield and the technology that they have with the Ospreys. Obviously, he seems fine, but precaution first. The Stormers just showing how strong they can be over that ball.
Promising shapes, though, from the Ospreys at the early stages, as we see Phil Cokanasiga come on for Owen Watkin.
At the front, Tom.
Yeah, Ospreys really want to have a look at Phil Cokanasiga. Good player. Not a bad replacement to bring on, but yeah, it's a positive start from both teams, really. They both come to play, that's for sure.
The conditions are aiding that as well.
Tom, I don't want to keep managing. Okay, on your front man, and then you come Stormers, thank you.
Here in Bridgend, they beat Cardiff on New Year's Day. in the wet and the muds. They beat Sale in the European Cup. Now the Stormers are next in their sights. And Keiran Williams makes the tackle. And then Morgan with the next wave. Big carry coming in from JD Schickerling. Back in Stormers ranks after 3 years in Japan. Dweba fizzes the pass away. Numbers coming out of the line. Tipuric watched well. Now they spread it along to the right wing, and Suleiman Hartzenberg.
Yeah.
Sti Sithole took it standing. Still made yards, Lou said. This is looking to land right in the path of Ruan now. Back from a 9-month injury layoff, but showing all the skills. And then the step and the go again from Ruben van Heerden.
Steps away,
2 meters away from the Ospreys line. The Stormers looking to put this one away, and they will. Leolin Zas signs in for work in Bridgend after just 5 minutes.
Yeah, Stormers, just the intent. I don't think I've seen from a URC team trying to get it out wide as quick as possible. That's only Zas finishes the move, but what a kick initially just to get it. Look at this. He's not even looking. He's looking straight. He kicks it left, inch perfect, and the damage is done. They break the line. 1 pass, 2 pass. And I don't think that man will score an easier try, but all the damage is done from a fantastic crossfield kick. Again, how many times these South Africans just kick to the corner with ease, not even looking at times. Didn't even have to wait for the scrum half to get there. Got the forwards to do the job for him. Lovely play.
You remove Marnie Libok from a side, and yet still strings being pulled like that. And Mattia aims to add the extras, and that is dead eyes. 7 points to 0 in Bridgend for the Stormers.
Just makes the kick look so easy. Obviously, it's a massive call from the touchline. Players in support all the way. Ospreys having to scramble back, and you're 5 yards out, 2 passes and you're in.
Not taken cleanly, but then no knock on. Stormers can clear or play.
Use it!
The vet will kick this. And Jac Walsh eyes it up, but won't have to play it.
Looks on that last feet on the ball.
Shane, welcome back to Bridgend, by the way. I understand it's been a long time since you were last here.
It's been a very long time, actually. I think
7. Good gap then,
what I
please.
remember last is playing against the likes of Bridgend. See, Celtic Warriors have played here as well. Seems like a lifetime ago. It probably was a lot of people here, but it's good to be back. I remember the crowds being big then and vocal, and the Ospreys will need that again tonight.
Morgan-Williams, the landmark man today, 100th cap for the Ospreys.
Tackle release, assist tackle.
Dan Edwards says
Eight,
yes
come away from
to
the
the
tackle,
post.
please. Clearly come away. Ten, you're on the shot clock, yeah? You can see it? Yeah. On the red, mate. Yeah?
It's the timing a little out on that line out there. It took a while to come off the top of the line out. Adam Beard meant that the backs of the Ospreys were a little bit flat. Ryan Conbeer didn't get his timing right. But having said that, still got the opportunity of a 3-pointer. They usually go to the corner, so they know what they're up against tonight.
Dan Edwards sets this off in the right direction. And the Ospreys on the boards in Bridgend, trailing the Stormers 7-3.
Probably the right thing to do, to go for the 3 points early on in the game. It's only 7 points to 3 at the moment, obviously early days, 9 minutes in. This is a big Stormers pack that if you go for that corner, you've got to get that line out right.
Williams gets that kick right. He's known for his carrying, of course, Keiran Williams, and his tackling, but he's someone who's always looking to work on his own game. And that kicking element has come in recent years. Mark Jones, he'll be the boss next season, taking over from Toby Booth. Schickerling takes this down. Good line out from the Stormers again. They tie in the Ospreys up front and then look to go through the midfield. Devet, Mattia, poked down the side, might pop up for the Stormers, it will, for Hartzenberg. Again, via the boots, and they make inroads in Ospreys ranks. There's Willemse. Devet again. Ospreys desperately trying to slow the ball down at the breakdown. Hartzenberg works it over to this left-hand side. Good work rate from the right winger. Nell carried it on. Slip little pass, beautifully done from Van Heerden. Talked about his tackling prowess, but he's been prominent in attack now as well. Mattia gets swallowed up. Fouché. Van Heerden again, good offload this time to Theunissen.
Tackler.
Playing with the advantage, good ball on the inside to Willemse, it's dropped.
Tackler first.
And the Ospreys with a let-off.
Once you compete 7.
It's just relentless, isn't it? Everyone working around the corner, trying to get that breakdown, get the ball nice and quick, transfer of the tackle. Both wingers as well, just working from touchline to touchline. The confidence in getting the ball out wide, and even putting boot to ball, knowing that if they put the pressure on, they get in the ball back as well. It's your players like Justin Tipuric making all these tackles as well. It is a tough day at the office.
7's good, with a tackler first.
Again, just kick through, keep ball, just relentless. I think if Ryan Conbeer just a little bit smart there, he could have dragged the Stormers player into the touch. He was so close, taking a bit of pressure on.
Mattia replies, cancels out the Ospreys 3. 10-3 at the Brewery Fields. We are a long way from Cape Town, but at the moment it is the Stormers who are beginning with the panache and the style.
It's just important now that the Ospreys kind of get their foot in the door again, get some momentum, get some ball actually.
Ospreys, no
it's been all
huddles.
Stormers the last 10 minutes.
No huddles.
Just starving the Ospreys of possession, but they're just so comfortable that they go from touchline to touchline, using every single player just to try and move this black defence around.
More! Lake to Beards, and that one works well. Lake burrowing for the ball. Doesn't come to him. Tipuric has it, and the Ospreys reform. Morgan-Williams alights. Keiran Williams. Edwards is charged down. This can be taken by anyone. We'll come back to the penalty.
Disconnect them back onto the ball carrier too. Yeah.
And this time they do go to the corner, Shane.
Yeah.
Just a bit more of a difficult kick, perhaps, for the post, but player of Dan Edwards' calibre, certainly back him, but technically that line-out was a success for the Ospreys, so why not have another one? Referee's already looking at the fact that there's disjointment there. I think his Dweba had come out and then rejoined the driving more. Ospreys will be looking for something similar.
Guys, let's get the setup right. 6 man, 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Thank you, yeah, mate. Yeah. Good contest.
Things are ready, Lake goes, it's taken by Morgan.
Okay, last feet.
Disrupted enough by the Stormers, so the Ospreys have to reset. Ratti. Williams just drops it to the floor. The Stormers might go from here. They'll want to go. And now pops it back inside to Willemse. Puts it on the toe. Lilian Zuss is the chief chaser for the Stormers. The bounce, though, works for Conbeer. And Conbeer has done really well.
He's done really well. That's the left winger. That's after trail a long, long way back for that. Bear in mind, Ospreys just had the ball 30 seconds ago. Good work from Ryan Conbeer.
Okay, last feet, blue.
And Conbeer, summer signing for the Ospreys. Someone who feared his professional rugby career might be over earlier this year when he didn't get his contract renewed at the Scarlets, but picked up by the Ospreys.
Well, I actually played against Ryan Conbeer about a month ago in a testimonial match, and he was, unattached.
No way.
Crazy. Too good to be unattached. A good, really good player.
So many players in Wales, Shane, have had to train by themselves this summer, of course, hoping to get picked up. Ryan Conbeer, one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, he is one of the lucky ones. There's a lot of players, unfortunately, lost their contracts last season from all of the regions, really, and have either kind of dropped down the leagues to play in the Welsh Championships, etc. But like I said earlier, Ryan Conbeer was far too good a player to be playing in that kind of conference, and a good signing for the Ospreys. And I think he a little bit unlucky last season with injuries, but he's had a couple of runs already with the Ospreys, a couple of games, so he'll be hoping to kick on for the season.
Okay, good fellas, water off, please.
Keiran Williams is drop pass leading to that last attack. And look at that, 5 clean breaks already.
Okay, 7 the call. Yeah, thank you. Okay, just wait. Okay, Stormers, 5. I'm not going to say again, you must come in and form. Okay, you've called 7, so come in and form, otherwise it's a free kick.
That's a huge stat, isn't it? 5 clean breaks in 15 minutes, is, 1 every 3 minutes.
Okay, let's go.
But you could see just by the intent of their warm-up that anytime there was a ball on the ground, it was just that 2-pass mentality. Look, we got some gas on the back 3 here. Let's just get it as wide as we possibly can. They're footballers as well. Let's really stretch the defence.
Go, sir.
Schickerling, the go-to man at the line-out. Duplessis shoulders the carrying burden himself. He's hammered back, now hacked forward. Watkin again involved. Owen Watkin back on after his head injury assessment. Such an important player for this team, of course, defensive leader for Ospreys for so long, but now for Wales as well over the summer. He led that side of things on the summer tour.
He needs to come in and form on that line.
Some important players within the Welsh team involved tonight.
But 6 and he's coming in early. It just messes up the whole setup.
Morgan Morris, he's one of those players that hasn't had the chance, hasn't had the opportunity from Mr. Warren Gatland. He's been Mr. Consistent for a number of seasons with the Ospreys now, and again, in his mindset, I suppose he's just thinking, look, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and who knows, perhaps one day I'll get my opportunity and I'll take it.
We'll just go left of the mark, please. Yes, sir, yeah. Thank you.
Everyone wants it for him. He himself is very sanguine about it, isn't he?
Yeah, look, it's difficult, isn't it? But what can you do? There's nothing you can do about it apart from just perform on the field, really. And there's no point throwing your toys out the pram. You just got to keep performing, and that's what he does week in, week out. So he is one of those players now. Even fans from other regions are going, do you know what? He's been that good for so long. Let's just give him a chance, Mr. Gatland.
Sit! Stay there. You okay?
Scrum's starting to become a problem area for Andrew Brace.
That's not what we agreed, okay? Way too much pressure. Take the load off, please, okay? Let's go. Same mark. Okay.
Not for the fault of the pitch at all. It's in brilliant condition. I can't believe, let alone how long these things takes, of course, but how any pitch could recover after the New Year's Day derby between the Ospreys and Cardiff. but
control.
fantastic work from
Everybody
the groundsman. It's in a great condition.
And there's been a lot of rain in between as well, I can assure you.
Crouch! Point! Sit! Stay there, stay.
Devet feeds, but won't get the ball back.
Way too much, please.
Free kick comes in. Well, that is one for Gareth Thomas, Dewi Lake, Tom Botha, James Ratti and Adam Beard behind.
Hit and hold, please. Hit and hold.
I think Tom Botha would have appreciated that one particularly. He's from the Greater Cape Town area. He played for Western Province when he was younger before moving to the Cheetahs, and of course at the Ospreys since 2018.
That's not the issue.
Yeah, Botha's an adopted Welshman now, isn't he? They all love him at the Ospreys here, but that's quite a difficult one to see, wasn't it? The ball seemed to slip. So Gareth Thomas looked like he dropped on his left side.
Off the top again. Mattia round the back. It's well read by Williams. And then Edwards piles in.
10! Yes, ball's there, ball's there. No, 7.
Dan Edwards gets cleared out unceremoniously for his trouble.
Stop!
Mattia.
Out to 10, 3.
Walsh is going to come for this. He's up against Hartzenberg. Doesn't take it. Almost did. But it's Stormer's ball. And Schickerling breaks through.
Agree. There's no advantage. I've got it. Yeah, that's obstruction, so I can't play on.
A lot of very vocal subs in front of us from the Stormers. Yeah, expected that
no advantage
to be played on. But again, you can just see the intent. So any turnover, Stormers are looking to go. It's a lovely tackle for Keiran Williams, like nice and low.
No material effect. I agree with you, but
and man, Zas is coming up pace as well. Just holds on, drags in for his dear life.
Okay. You know the message now, okay?
There's a knock on, isn't it? I think Morabe has 2 goes at it.
Okay, let's go.
Schickerling scoring from there.
So it's meat
He'd
in the
have
middle,
to show
boys.
quite some turn of speed to maintain that.
Tonight he'd be saying he would have scored from there.
That's good. I've got it. Crouch! Point! Sit! Stay ball!
Devet.
Use it!
Stormers have to use it. It's popping out the back.
Okay, Tom off. Okay, just both front rows come here for a minute.
Let's have a listen to Andrew Brace here.
Tom, yeah. 3 scrums, not acceptable, fellas. Okay? I said before the game, okay, we're going to meet in the middle. You need to take the pressure off. I'm not happy with the stability yet, okay? When the ball's in, I can't reward you because you're standing up then, okay? So you're both up. All right, let's get the setup right, please. Let's go. You understand the message yet? That's not the issue. Let's get the setup right, please.
Shin, I know there's other areas of rugby you're more specialist in, but does it feel to you that the Ospreys are showing a slightly better picture to Andrew Brace than the Stormers at the scrum?
Well, if there's one thing the Ospreys have been very good at the last couple of seasons is their scrum, and they knew Stormers are coming with something special. Both especially on the right-hand side there, doesn't do much wrong, but yeah. It seems that Fouché seems to be standing up on this right. He's a very tall, tight head, isn't he? But it's a good contest this time. Andrew Brace has probably had what he needed there. And typically, after saying that, Stormers win the penalty.
Now that time, Andrew Brace sides with the Stormers.
A lot better. A lot better.
The issue seems to be that the tight heads are standing up, so Mr. Brace has caught on to that very, very early.
Got to be patient though, okay?
In that respect, you just hope that these penalties don't keep coming from the scrum, but I'm sure it won't be the last one we see.
That's fine. You've got to be patient. A lot better, Joe, yeah. Got to control it though. I won't reward otherwise.
It's just his second start in the number 10 jersey for the Stormers, 5th match in all. Juri Mattia, having progressed quickly through the Western Province setup, the Currie Cup team. But he is taking to the URC with aplomb, and that's landed from distance. Mattia with 3 kicks from 3, and the Stormers with a 13-3 lead.
Yeah, it's not a bad start, is it? The try came from his crossfield kick as well. Very assured with that. Involved in the try. All the points on the board as well. Via kicking through him. Does look very comfortable.
Edwards goes long from the restart. That characteristic sidestep from Damien Willemse. Morgan has to have a second go.
No knock on off the foot. No knock on off the foot.
Gets his man in the end. Dweba tidies up for the Stormers. Surprised that was a knock on from the crowd here at the Brewery Field. Morgan. Walsh went up for it.
Push off the ball. Leave it. 14. Push off the ball.
Suleiman Hartzenberg giving the penalty
14,
away.
Timing. Push off the ball.
It's not the first time the ball's been put in the air towards Jack Walsh. This is me saying this now, mind, he's probably not the biggest of players. And with a back 3 like the Stormers have, they are going to test for absolutely everything. And Hartzenberg that time just a little bit too lateral in his attempt. Didn't go up really. He's just gone sideways straight into Walsh. Penalty all day long.
Question asked to Jac Walsh this week in the media was, when and if you qualify for Wales, what will happen? And he rather dead batted that one. He's Australian, of course, by his upbringing. Williams. Morgan-Williams. Lake bouncing off a couple of Stormers and going again. The most advanced position the Ospreys have had in the match. Morgan-Williams. Edwards. Step back from Owen Watkin. Now Tipuric has to get rid of that quickly and does wonderfully. Ratti with him in support. Lake takes a couple of Stormers to stop him every time. Dewi Lake. To ground for one bounce, then Edwards flings it away. There's space here. Watkin steps back against the grain. Finds a way through Owen Watkin and finds Reuben Morgan-Williams, who's a metre away. Jac Morgan is there, and all the Ospreys are as well. Jac Morgan scores the first of the evening. The captain following up after a fine break. And the Brewery Fields in the stands, very happy with their captain.
Just good patience, isn't it? Probably haven't had that much of ball. It came from an error, really. Kind of put the Stormers, especially Ruinell, on the back foot. It looks like Morgan-Williams is in there, but it's a huge tackle again from Leonizas. The damage is done, isn't it? Stormers are going backwards. Lovely break initially. And the offload, he doesn't even know he's there. Reuben Morgan-Williams, he thinks he's going in for a try on his 100th game. Lucky enough, that man, he's always on his shoulder. Jac Morgan, probably deserved.
Edwards bends it through, and Dan Edwards makes it a 3-point game. Lovely strike from the fly half.
Yeah, look at this offload. Bang. One thing you get with Tipuric is handling. He's like an outside half. He really is. He is that good. But there's a couple of carries as well by the likes of Dewi Lake. And eventually that man, Jac Morgan, he's always on the shoulder of someone. He scored a lot of tries because of that and his work rate.
Last week's match was just his first in a long time since last season. Jac Morgan
last feet too.
Injured his hamstring in June. came through all 80 at Rodney Parade, and
Okay, and use it.
he's right to the pace of this match. As are the Ospreys now.
Certainly give them confidence, wouldn't it? Because the Stormers seem to be controlling the game really well. Confidence was up. Back three were absolutely flying for the Stormers. It's so dangerous, but it's taking the wind out of the sails a little bit.
Okay, just time off.
Started the season, of course, with Toby Booth announcing that he would be leaving after this season. 5 years at the helm, and certainly the last season, everything came to fruition. Against a difficult set of circumstances, of course, in Welsh rugby in general, but the Ospreys outperforming every other region, getting the knockout stages in 2 competitions, and that's earned the respect of John Dobson of the Stormers. They know all about the difficulties in Welsh rugby. They know about how impressive the run from the Ospreys was last season, and of course they know about how the Ospreys defeated them in Cape Town. That loss really hurt them. They said this week it was the most painful defeat they'd had in 3 years when the Ospreys went to Cape Town. 27-21, they won it. Terrific match.
Good gap, 9 at the front.
Probably one of the better games the Ospreys have played, and you've got to be on your toes and you've got to be good on top of your game when you're playing the Stormers or any South African team out there. No one really saw that coming.
Devet to Neethling Fouché. Tackle ridden by Van Heerden. Here's Willemse, slips it back inside to the blindside flanker Theunissen. Schickerling. He's playing with all the energy of someone returning to former colours. Morgan-Williams. Walsh is there. Mattia just carries through. That's okay. And this is bouncing away from Willemse.
Stop.
Hammered into Adam Beards. 2 Ospreys there to try and rip it off Dan du Plessis.
Just a little bit high in the tackle. I think it was Morgan Morris, wasn't it? It's a shame, really. It's great pressure from the Ospreys.
Up off the shoulder. Right.
Lovely kick.
Front off.
The good pressure again for the Ospreys, but even when the ball bounces 15 metres away from this guy, he still looks dangerous, doesn't he? It is high, isn't he? Catches him in the face, but since the Stormers tactic, really enjoy the way they play. They got options on the outside all the time, of course, but the work rate inside. We used to call it the eyeball at the Ospreys, inside ball. So when the ball carrier is taken in, he's got an inside option every time. There it is. Willemse on the inside. Didn't done that time, but they just look for it all the time. And when you've got a back three that work that hard, is so much better in attack.
There were so many innovations from your era in the Ospreys, Shane. I remember the post option being used to great effect at one point, and lots of things like that. Was it a time when you could be more creative? Is it harder to be creative these days?
Well, I think the game is far more structured, even for the teams. You know, like you watch the All Blacks play and never say, "Oh, they're so creative," but they're so structured as well. It's usually when things don't work or the game opens up that they start getting creative, for sure. At the Ospreys with us, at times, you know, if we didn't know what we were doing, we would just play. I'd probably see a little bit less of that, but Stormers are one of the teams that kind of, when it does open up, they'll just have a go and start throwing it about like it's Fiji in the Sevens World Cup. But
outside, stop.
And that's why they're so dangerous, because you can't really analyse and watch that on your laptops before.
You might get to see a little bit more of that danger now, although Willemse ever so slightly imprecise with the pass, and Zas not on the same page.
But things like that can happen as well. But you know, I'm sure that the coaches and the Stormers won't want to take that away from them. They try and have a crack around the blind side. They've got the pace to go there. Offloads out to the tackle. Sometimes you can just play a little bit too much, but when you've got a player of that calibre wanting to go, you let him have a go.
No! Play on.
Morgan-Williams.
The offside, you can't play the ball. Justin.
Well, he'd been told.
I know, but we don't need that. We don't need to milk that as well. Just on the fight.
Mr. Brace was stuck between a rock and a hard place there, isn't he? He told Justin Tipuric, no, get back up. He milked that one. But there was contact, so he had to give a penalty.
I was playing on initially, but then
Very clever player, that man, Mr. Tip. Look, there is contact.
penalty's not for that.
You want to see that again on Monday.
Do you think he'll be teaching that one in his defensive masterclasses next season when he takes over?
He won him a penalty though, didn't it? So he'll be saying it was, it's worked.
The upshot is to Ratti. Lake with a brilliant wide pass. Morris at speed. Lake again. Starting to go through the gears, Dewi Lake. But he just gets a little isolated.
That's after. 9. First man, Holden. That's good. Huh? You got the penalty, mate. Holding on.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Ospreys looked certainly. Morgan Morris running at pace, got over the line there, the gain line. I think it was just off the feet. Was it it's Dewi Lake on this one.
Okay. Yeah. I don't see it as an issue unless you do.
He's there really, isn't he? Joseph Dweba.
No, you lost the race. First man initially.
Switching opportunity. Now the Stormers with field position. Dweba finds his man again. The Stormers line-out is running sweetly tonight. Here's Dave Ewers. Debut for the Stormers tonight, the former Exeter chief. Ripped off.
Good.
Thomas, Morgan.
Last feet. Clear grasp.
Ospreys looking to play this as far as they dare.
And use it!
Morgan-Williams takes his time. Williams calm underneath it.
No!
Doesn't look like he's playing his first match in 4 months. Damien Willemse. Chip over from Mattia. It's a good degree of shepherding, and Watkin brings it away. Morgan.
Okay.
This passage of play is going and going.
Stop it.
Edwards
9.
kicks this long and has found some space here. Excellent kick from Dan Edwards.
It is an excellent kick. Excellent defence is out from the Ospreys, initially turning the ball over. His head's up there. You'd actually hear from the other side of the field Luke Morgan telling him space on the right-hand side. There was no winger there. Just had Julian Mattia waiting, trying to get back, trying to make sure that that ball didn't bounce, but it was a lovely kick, well executed.
Okay, hold down the 3. Don't move. In you come, Stormers. Yeah.
You got it. You got it.
Schickerling.
Take him back. Stop! 8! Yeah, all on.
Mattia's long boots. Morgan fields it and wants to run.
Arrive up!
Is ripped out of the floor by 2 Stormers
Take him back here,
defenders.
fellas.
A lot of space here though for the Ospreys. Hasn't gone forward. Taken well on the edge.
Tackle!
Williams
Out.
is there to add his weight at speed.
Take him back again.
Thomas.
One back,
Morgan-Williams back to Edwards.
Retreat!
And this is Hoyt tie into the Saturday night sky.
Didn't touch anyone.
Luke Morgan taps it back. It's unorthodox, but it's working for the Ospreys right up until that point.
Just a change in tactic, really, putting the ball in the air. The lights are on, obviously. It's night time, gets in your eyes. I think Luke Morgan does really well, actually. He just jumps in the air, gets in the eye line, I think of Williams at that time. No one gets near it. The ball gets back to the Ospreys.
Get them on you, please.
Fortunately, Reuben Morgan-Williams has a look up. You can see that there's room behind in the 22 of the Stormers, but the kick just wasn't good enough.
Dweba to the front this time. No problem for the Stormers at this particular part of the set piece. The scrum a slightly different story. In there is Morgan looking to rip this.
The tackle!
Gareth Thomas joins.
Okay, stop 8.
Mattia. Both teams using the lights to try and gain an advantage. Conbeer.
Okay, last feet. Last feet. 9, use it.
Adam Beard.
Use it! Now.
Morgan-Williams. Conbeer makes good ground and then takes Williams. Lake up there as well. And what a result that is. The chase excellent. Morris comes up with the ball, but the overall press was superb.
It is, it's just pressure, isn't it? And sometimes it's just putting the pressure on the kick, going up in the air, competing. No one like Simon Williams is so strong in the air. Sometimes just got to go up, put him under pressure, hopefully get him to the ground nice and early. Morgan Morris just hunting over the top, strong man. Bear hugs Williams, just that 1 second. Gives the referee no choice, really. So good at that.
Yeah. Okay.
Brilliant. Dewi Lake as well getting involved.
Should have played on there. Sorry, Jack.
They started the match a little under the cost, the Ospreys, but just before half-time, Dan Edwards levels things up, 13 apiece in Bridgend.
Yeah, definitely worked their way back into the game, haven't they? It's not as if the Stormers have cooled off, It's just that the Ospreys have really got stuck in defence, turned a couple of the balls over, and made it very difficult for the Stormers to get their hands on the ball and keep it.
Let it come.
Williams' hands are good under that high one.
And
the attention of Leolin Zus.
No, under the foot.
Morgan-Williams is getting great height on his box kicks. On his 100th appearance. Made his debut back in 2017 against Zebre. Came off the bench that night. Recorded just 1 minute of play. Partnered Sam Davies in the halfbacks. And things have progressed smoothly from there.
Yeah, it's a big part of his game. He's a thinking 9, he's a kicking 9. His box kicks are to the tee most of the time, which helps up your outside half. Takes the pressure off him.
One stop! Wait! Use it!
Dweba flicks that about 10 metres backwards. Ewers knocks it on, although he's going to be allowed to play. And doesn't he do well?
Stepped away, you stepped away.
Signature run from Dave Ewers. De Vet goes off on an arcing one. Now they reset, and Mattia taken well by Edwards.
I got no choice because he's in the wrong way and you compete, so you forced me to the decision again. It's the same when Justin competes, you force me to the decision. Tackler.
Keiran Williams is right there, and he's over the ball. He's not the tackler, he can go in for him. Unfortunately, Dan Edwards is just in the way. Himself, isn't he, at 10? Mattia. He's brilliant. Playing as for an outside half, front foot, with all those big forwards around himself, isn't he, at 10? Mattia. He's brilliant. playing as for an outside half, front foot with all those big forwards around you, easy little offloads. Also, you got that back three and those midfield players that you can bring into the game on an armchair, as they say.
Yeah.
Ratti strokes it over for the half-time lead for the Stormers. They started the faster of the two teams in Bridgend. Llewellyn Zuss going over for the first score, but Jac Morgan and the Ospreys pegged them back eventually, scoring with their only entry into the 22 in the half. Ospreys trailing DHL Stormers 13-16 at half-time. Welcome back to the Brewery Field, everybody. The home of the Bridgend Ravens, of course, and they won their match today, actually over in St Helens in Swansea, 27-24, so well done to them. As well done to the Porthcawl under-9s for the Guard of Honour for the players coming out onto the pitch. And while we're at it, Bridgend Sports under-12 for the one at kickoff. That's what brought Jac Morgan and co out onto the field, and that's all part of taking the game
Captain.
Around the region and matches in Bridgend. Hopefully more to come in the future, even once the Ospreys move to St Helens in a few years' time. But for tonight, business to conduct. The Stormers 16-13 up.
Yeah, hold here. And use it!
Paul de Vet not happy with where the ball is. That's a turnover, and a great position for the Ospreys.
Yeah, it's just being really niggly over the ball. The Ospreys just being a nuisance. Difficult thing there for Paul de Vet was the Stormers took it out of the 22 as well, so his kick was going to have to be quite on the button. Couldn't go for the touchline because it would have been straight out. Just relentless pressure from the Ospreys there. It's a great place to win the ball back.
What can they hatch in this position, the Ospreys? Shane, how would you rate their attacking form in that first half?
Well, yeah, I think obviously the Stormers are very physical and aggressive in their defence. Blitz defence, come up nice and quickly, try and kind of spook the player to cut back inside, but the Ospreys didn't seem to be bothered by that. Had to go on the outside. Certainly made the gaps. Owen Watkin, couple of line breaks. They look quite comfortable with it. Probably didn't have enough ball to kind of be relentless in their attack, but they'll take a lot from that first half, and I'm sure they'll continue to have another go. You see Keiran Williams just lining up here on his own. Either send him up or use him as a decoy and use him at the back, but they got to win the scrum first.
Okay, over here.
Let's go quickly, Seth.
Guys, let's go.
We're ready, sir.
One of the frontiers in the first half, which required a lot of attention from Andrew Brace.
Open shoulder now.
Felt like it was about evens after 40 minutes at the scrum.
Seconds.
A few decisions going either way.
Coach. Point. Set. Stay ball.
Stormers come up with it from the penalty again.
3, force him down and collapse him.
Tom Botha at fault here.
3, force him down, downward pressure. Over
Forcing down, but it's a shame for the Ospreys. Such a great attack in the area there. 15 yards out. It's just a big enough blind side for the Stormers to be worried about, whilst the Ospreys would have had a full backline attacking that right-hand side. So
yeah, step,
shame.
Ospreys.
Right on halfway with Dweba. De Vet.
Okay, stop.
Ratti. Every Stormer in the backline after this one. Excellent take in the air.
And use it.
The Ospreys survive that first up and under of the second half. James Ratti.
Use it.
makes a few yards.
Now.
Look at the counter here, though, from the Stormers. Picked up, and Ruben van Heerden reworks it with De Vet. Ewers can't quite get it away as he was being tipped towards the floor by Jac Morgan. Willemse, he'll straighten. Schickerling. Van Heerden. The 2 second rows for the Stormers have been everywhere. De Vet finds Mattia. Morgan Morris closes that door. Schickerling again, bundling one Osprey out the way. Fouché. Mattia back on the inside. Resolute. Ospreys trying to cordon off this 22 as the Stormers lay siege. Another carry from Theunissen. It's back for the drop goal for Willemse. He's just put it right through. Damian Willemse, the Springbok international, the double World Cup winner, with a drop to put the Stormers 19-13 ahead.
It looked like Morgan Morris had done enough there to get in his way, but he's managed to squeeze it past him. But just relentless attack going nowhere. Ospreys defence just lining them up. Some huge hits there. Jac Morgan, Thomas Botha. In the end, we don't see many of those drop goals anymore, do we? But that's an extra 3 points. Puts the Stormers 6 points ahead.
He's not afraid of making decisions about kicks and about marks, as we saw in the World Cup quarter-final against France. That was astonishing, wasn't it?
Yeah. For a back, that is the last thing you want to be seeing happening. I'm glad they've pulled it out of the rulings, but again, look at the hits. That's a double hit. That's Botha and Reuben Morgan-Williams. I think Reuben Morgan will be happy that there was a tight head inside when that Stormer came down his channel.
That's called looking after your scrum half on his 100th appearance, isn't it? Well, here's Harri Deaves, the match winner for the Ospreys against the Stormers in Cape Town last season. Watching on the sidelines for 45 minutes, and we'll get to watch him go for the next 35.
Back. Okay, retreat. 9. Good, all good.
Walsh.
Ospreys.
Chases his own kick and then clatters in to Willemse. Brilliant from the Ospreys fullback. Deaves needs no second invitation. Walsh is playing at fly half. Morgan-Williams, Ratti gets the call from Williams, who just about holds on to it. Morgan-Williams has to be quick and is quick enough. Tipuric, how well has he weighted this one? Well, did you ever doubt it when Justin Tipuric puts his boot to a ball?
Probably the exact thing to do, isn't it? All blue defenders, they're ready. Keep the pressure on. Mr. Tipuric, man of many talents.
Might be a shame he's not the kicking coach next season as well for the Ospreys.
They can do anything, that man.
Don't collapse.
Schickerling with the take.
He's bound. Still moving. Okay, that's one stop sideways. Stay bound.
Much ground to be gained for the Stormers, but then they fancy a little bit more. They're going to go out here. The Ospreys turn this over. Tipuric at the heart of this.
No,
just patience, isn't it? Real patience.
6.
Paul De Vet just couldn't get his hands on the ball. You see what he was trying to do. He was trying to pull the Stormers a little bit further from that try line, so he had a bit of an angle to go for the box kick.
9.
The Ospreys just dragged him to the touchline.
The man in the yellow scrum hat goes in on the man in the blue scrum hat. Deaves works this backwards. Tipuric having taken it. Morgan-Williams. Keiran Williams off the floor to Lake. He'll take stopping. The Stormers do that. Morgan-Williams, hard line, cut from Morris. Morgan-Williams on his 100th. Reuben Morgan-Williams marks the occasion with the first try of the second half. In the shadow of Rhys Webb for so many seasons, but what he learnt from Webb, he's now bringing to bear as the Ospreys' number 1, number 9. And instincts like this is why.
Yeah, involved twice, and he has a lovely pass initially to Keiran Williams, who's always going to run that hard line for you. That close. Morgan Morris takes 2 Stormers out the way. It's just the pace then of the recycle. And it's a big man trying to stop a small man there. He's just got underneath the attempted tackle of Davies.
This for the lead for the first time in the match. Dan Edwards knocks it over. And the Ospreys are ahead for the first time. 20 points to 19.
Typical 9 tries, isn't he? He is a prolific scorer of tries for the Ospreys, especially from that kind of distance out.
Beard rises very high indeed. Good work from the Ospreys. There goes Ratti again.
Okay, don't swim it! And use it! 3, 1, 2.
Phillips goes up for it. Morgan was there, got a hand to it. And the Ospreys have the ball. And Walsh is into the line. Here's Conbeer. Gets past the first, as he so often does. Carry from Ratti again. He's getting through a truckload of work a lot forward. Lake shrugs off the first 2 defenders. Eventually clawed to the ground. Gareth Thomas. Walsh. This is well judged into Conbeer again. And the Ospreys have their tails up now in Bridgend. Deaves picks and goes. Harri Deaves is away. Thomas. Ospreys trying to keep the pace as high as possible. Watkin onto Morgan Morris. Walsh. Dan Edwards rather. Morgan-Williams. Now it's Edwards and Walsh involved with Tipuric. Back to the left is the call from Watkin. Edwards can't take it cleanly.
No, don't come in the side.
Now Deaves.
Use it!
Ratti.
Okay,
Dewi Lake. Watkin straightens. Now, second attempt for a drop goal of the match. It's Dan Edwards again. He's done it before. And Edwards from distance nails another drop. And the Ospreys go 4 points clear.
Splits the uprights, doesn't he? Okay, Mr. Willems, whatever you can do, that man can do as well. It's great patience over 15 phases from the Ospreys. Okay, they got knocked back a little bit, but they just kept their composure. Grew into a position. Dan Edwards was comfortable, and he's gone for it. That's another kick from Keiran Williams. He's probably kicked more tonight than he has all of last season.
Stormers now know what it's like not knowing where to look in defence. The Ospreys were subjected that in the first half from their visitors. The Stormers feeling the pinch. Lovely crossfield kick though to Zus, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's good position from Jac Walsh. Look at he's pulled back there. He's having to come across because Ryan Conbeer is already in the line. He just does enough, doesn't he? He's in the eye line of Hatzenberg. Causes him to take his eye off the ball, knock it on.
Okay, on the cross, please. I don't want to see downward pressure.
The only changes to the Ospreys 23 were to the replacement front rowers from last weekend. So Ben Warren, Garyn Phillips and Ethan Lewis are now waiting in the wings when Toby Booth wants to shuffle his front row. An indication of, one would imagine, how the Ospreys didn't finish off the Dragons last weekend. Toby Booth likened it to having your opponent on the ropes, but just not knocking them out. And they're ahead now, but with plenty of time remaining. And these aren't the final rounds of this one, not by any stretch. Big kick downfield. This might be a little too big.
That is a shame, and that is unlucky. Lovely kick. It was the right option. He was looking where the space was in that back three. Look here. And he's had to come across, hasn't he? Hatzenberg. Dan Edwards wanted to have Hatzenberg in the back foot, which he did, unfortunately. Too many squats in the gym this week. Too much on it.
Yeah, useful for the drop goal, but with the punt, a little too much.
Away there, but this time your elbow's down. Okay, you're leaving me very little options out, fellas. Okay.
Amazing to think he's been in the Ospreys team for less than a year, Dan Edwards, since he made that debut against the Scarlets, a try-scoring debut. He's been match-winning moments as well. The drop goal against Ulster.
Very confident young man, isn't he? And that's what you want as an outside half. Leather skin, doesn't drop his head if things don't go his way. He picks himself up, resilient. The attributes you need for an outside half.
Warren Gatland in the crowd here in Bridgend as well. And now one for Thomas, Lake and Botha.
Too much weight, then three straight across on the angle.
3,700 fans here tonight at the Brewery Field.
First things first, he's got to be straight.
Intimate atmosphere. There's so little distance between the touchline and the stands. The likes of Luke Morgan and Ryan Conbeer, they can have conversations with the fans if they want to.
So first things first.
That's the great thing about I used to love playing, you know, at the Brewery Field or the old Straddy Park. You were so close to the fans. It was great when you were winning. It wasn't so bad when the away fans were at you when you were losing. But
where are you going, guys? Where are you going?
It's a great crowd. It always is, and it helps. It certainly does help when they get on top.
Okay, 20 black and 3 black. Keep him on you.
Here comes Ben Warren.
Okay, hold here.
As a full replacement, and Jac Morgan will return. So Harri Deaves will go off. It was just an HIA check for the Ospreys captain.
Come on.
Just watching Tom Botha walk off there. He looks like he's been up against it.
Dewi Lake to Edwards.
Stop it!
Walsh has put that too wide.
Joe, you're off, man. Yeah. Yeah, he's coming now.
From the sounds of things, James, he was walking a bit like you after your triathlon at the weekend.
Okay,
I knew exactly how he felt.
They're going to be on the line.
I suppose, yeah, running doing a triathlon is probably the same as being a tight head against the Stormers.
Thank goodness it goes on for less time.
More.
Duets. Dan du Plessis. Mattia. Oh, this is a little too far for Hartzenberg.
And that's probably Mattia's first mistake of the day, to be fair. He has been pulling all the strings for the Stormers. He's kicked the ball extremely well. That time, you can see what he was doing. He put in the old up and under to the right-hand side there. Hartzenberger, tall and rangy to compete against Conbeer, but just a little bit too much on it.
John Dobson with the glasses on his head. The head coach at the Stormers. Morgan. Back into the fray. Lake with no run-up at all. That's how the Stormers will like Dewi Lake. It's been playing very well tonight.
Okay, 7.
Bridgend hometown boy, of course, Dewi Lake. He's been playing like it. Beard takes this. Morgan-Williams finds Edwards, right back into their own half. Now Walsh is charged down, and this could be trouble. The Stormers on the break with du Plessis. If he gets the offload to Nell, they're away. Still possibilities for the Stormers. It's shut down in the end. They had to scramble for their lives, the Ospreys, and they did.
Stormers 10 replacement.
Yeah, I'm all for backs attacking with depth, but that was deep, wasn't it? And even then,
okay, let's go, Tom,
the Stormers are still able to put the pressure on Ronell. Initially with the pressure on Walsh.
Inside, Stormers on the line. Inside, yeah.
Stormers put the pressure on at the line out. It's still going to come back on Ospreys' side, but it's messy.
Get away, 5.
Morgan-Williams does do the tidying. Ratti again.
Okay, don't look for it. Don't look for it.
Relishing his role in the engine room these days, James Ratti.
Use it!
He's converted to a number 8, of course, at Cardiff so successfully. Now back at Ospreys and putting in a shift time after time, recognised by Wales as well.
It's another good kick from Reuben Morgan-Williams. It's difficult for him as well. He was involved in the first breakdown before it. In fact, he was the ball carrier. He's had to go back and tidy things up for the Ospreys. Had to get himself out to the bottom of that breakdown and then clear his line. So it was a good kick.
Guys, come in. No, come in.
Andre Hugo Fenta, the new man at hooker, now takes the ball again. Line from du Plessis was a good one. Here is Morabe, filling the shoes of Evan Ruiz. Stormers' habitual number 8. Little gap spotted. Du Plessis, Willemse. Goes to Zas, who goes right into
last feet, Ospreys.
Morgan-Williams.
Ball is out there.
Devet with clean ball, but there's pressure up from the Ospreys. Watkin was arriving. Knock on from the Ospreys, so Stormers will play with Hartzenberg. The knock called in the end from the Stormers.
Yeah, looking dangerous there. As soon as that ball gets into the 13 channel, if you're an Ospreys fan and the Stormers have got the ball, you're panicking a little bit, but yeah. Lucky enough, the touch judge has seen a knock-on from the Stormers.
So I can't ref him unless you're straight, okay? So first things first, high tech first. Okay, thank you.
Well, let's go. No 9, sir, no 9.
Okay, let's go 9. Morgan.
Some players have put a real shift out there tonight.
Let's go,
Schickerling's had a
please.
real good game for the Stormers, hasn't he? He's tackled everything, he's carried well.
Strong left side, good height.
Jac Morgan, Dewi Lake.
Second.
Jac's been absolutely everywhere. Dewi Lake's had some carries. Been a real ding-dong, as they say.
Point!
And the next blows may well be the biggest ones. It doesn't feel like 23-19 will be the final score in this one, Shane.
No, that's all.
Yeah.
Let's go, Ben.
Okay, yeah.
Got them all.
Fellas,
They don't have the best record
okay?
competing in Wales,
Let's go.
the Stormers. Yes, it's only the 4th season of the URC, but they've only recorded 2 victories in their travels to Wales, both against the Dragons. They've drawn against the Ospreys in Swansea, of course, 16 all. Lost to Cardiff twice.
Point!
So strange, isn't it? Because you're sitting here watching them now. They got such talent and
use it!
Physical team. They got the back line that can have a go at anyone, you'd think.
50.
Obviously, have lifted the trophy as well.
Williams pumps this long but into touch, so Dan Edwards won't play it. Up to halfway we go.
3, 5 and 14.
And it just chews away at the clock, doesn't it? It's a good kick initially, but Dan Edwards puts it behind Williams. It's not very often that happens. He's got the pace usually to get back, but turns him, kicks the ball back. Ospreys get the ball back on the halfway line, so it's a result for the Ospreys.
3, 5, 14. All off. Time on.
Brock Harris, 7 years with the Dragons, much loved at Rodney Parade. He's on. Reuben Morgan-Williams is away, chips over the top for himself. Reuben Morgan-Williams collects and offloads, and Edwards is in. And the Ospreys slide in. The halfbacks combine to devastation in Bridgend. Made by the 100-man, finished off by the starlet, Dan Edwards.
That's one from the training ground, isn't it? It almost looked like the throw was overthrown. It looked like Keiran Williams was pulling out of contact there. Just a lovely little flick back. Reuben Morgan-Williams, sorry. The important thing is the support. Dan Edwards just comes from nowhere. Thank you very much.
Thanks, cheers, mate.
Lovely try.
It was set to be a special evening, whatever, for Reuben Morgan-Williams, but with his try and that assist, things are going his way.
Okay, let's go, mate. Come on.
Ospreys hit 30. 11 points the gap now.
Great try. I wonder how many times they must have tried that in training and how many times it's actually come off.
Back off, Brad.
Luke Morgan.
Onside.
Tight! Keep it tight! Keep it tight!
Ratti fights for his feet.
Use it, 9!
Yeah, Moxie! Here we go, Moxie! Hey, come on, Ed!
This is going to stay in. Williams is going to be put under pressure. Morgan has done brilliantly again.
Okay, no
Tipuric.
advantage. Cheers, lads.
Shane, are they all the better tries that have come off the training
Number
pitch
9
and work
for us.
out like that? Does that make it more satisfying?
Yeah, cheers, all. Cheers, Reece.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously the coach who has come up with that move is going to
Okay,
he's
let's go.
going to live on that for weeks, isn't he? But It's just a gutsy call, isn't it? Because
got to keep the same
that's
standard.
such bravery from Keiran Williams. Over the top there, he's got some big defenders coming at him. He just holds his ground and gets it nice and deep to Reuben Morgan-Williams. Difficult play. Looks a bit slippy out there as well. That's just the confidence that the Ospreys have at the moment, and you know, the coach, whomever it may be, will take all the credit for that one.
Point. Set. Good. Say.
Stefan Ungara, the scrum half, just on for De Vet.
Advantage one on the angle.
We're going to have the penalty here.
One kicks out and across.
Gareth Thomas this time.
Number one clearly kicked out and across.
He's up against Brock Harris, of course. Plenty of times that they've met in South Wales.
Stay square, please, Gareth.
I'm not even going to pretend or even commentate on that scrum, because that to me looked like the Ospreys are doing okay, but it's gone either way a couple of times, hasn't it, to be fair? But
Hold 9.
it does seem like the Ospreys are taking the sting out of the Stormers a little bit, but never write these guys off.
Blue to floor. Thank you, Reece. Let it come.
Fenta. Ungara onto Harris.
7.
Now the replacements for the Stormers take centre stage. Ungara cutting back again, goes Andre Ugo Venta.
No, the ball is there.
Morabe. Not at enough speed to trouble the Ospreys' defence. They're well set. Now they go to the backs though, and Willemse straightens. Those enormous thighs just can't be held down straight away by Williams, but he does enough of a speed bump job on the Springbok fullback. Here's Morabe again. Makes more ground this time than number 8. This is flipped round the back, nicely done from du Plessis out to the left-hand side. Fenta is there, as is Morgan. Well, they were bubbling along there, the Stormers, and the Ospreys managed to cool it off just in time.
Double figure in the phases there, but one thing the Stormers aren't frightened to do is to put boot to ball, get the ball behind. They know they've got the pace to kind of cover the kick, chase it. They've controlled Damien Willemse tonight, didn't they? He's got great feet, but just looks like Jac Morgan. And I like the Tipuric have managed him. They haven't really been suckered into that step. They've kind of held and controlled it. Yes, they've been aggressive and up the line, but he hasn't really had the space we expect him to see Willemse have tonight.
Come on.
Garyn Phillips is back from injury and on the park for his first minutes of the season. Right into the action here, isn't he? The Stormers driving off the side of the ruck.
Okay, last feet.
Blue and white shirts piling in. Waiting for the next wave, the Stormers trying to lay down the roadblocks, but they get over them.
Offside as well, 17.
Schickerling gets up at the end of it all.
Initial view is all momentum.
And the Stormers back in the conversation with 10 minutes to go.
Thanks, man. Yeah, just as you had, mate.
You know, from this distance out, this is where the Stormers are strong, but they really haven't had those lineouts tonight, have they, in the 22 of the Ospreys. Ospreys have kind of kept them out from that area with their discipline. But just showing it only took a couple of phases, isn't it, for them to get there. And 9 minutes left as well. Is that enough?
Scoring tries for his hometown team once again. First appearance in the Stormers blue since the Rainbow Cup 3 years ago. Jean-Luc du Plessis. He's going to pull it across the posts, so we stay at 6 points the difference. It's the same points difference that the Ospreys saw things home in Cape Town last season against the Stormers. Deaves is now on. What a man to bring on with under 10 minutes to play.
Yeah, just an absolute nuisance, and I mean that with full respect. He'll just be heavy around the breakdowns, making it difficult for the Stormers, trying to make some mistakes here, get the ball back.
Sorry, mate.
Walsh drops back to take it on the bounce. Only one thing in his mind. Du Plessis with the mark. Edwards lets it bounce. Good return from Du Plessis. On the field with his cousin, Dan. First-time captain of the Stormers tonight, Jean-Luc and Dan Du Plessis.
Ospreys.
Lake. Stolen by the Stormers. They've been threatening that all night. Here comes Fenter. Beards didn't want to risk giving the penalty away. Keke Morabe.
Cheers.
Then Jason Dixon.
He's affected the 9. Number 20's affected the 9 on the arriving clean.
So Deaves not letting the 9 play the ball. Penalty to the Stormers.
Yeah, talk about him being a nuisance, but that's a nuisance to the Ospreys, unfortunately. He just took too long, got in the way of the scrum half. See what the intent is here now. This is the danger zone for the Stormers.
Number 10, Ospreys. Yeah, he's come off. All good.
Will Dan Edwards' try and his kicks at goal and his drop goal be enough for the Stormers? He's off for the last 6. Max Nagy's on.
Timing good.
His defensive skills will be tested for sure. Morabe goes down the short side.
Last feet.
Here's Schickerling again. What a return to his hometown club this performance has been from Schickerling. Here is Ungura trying to get the pace high as they encroach on the 5-metre line. Pop back inside to Fenter. Good speed on this from the Stormers. They're threatening once more. Still to the left they go with Willemse. It's taken high because they want the ball, the Ospreys. Nagy's involved, has to release it. Ospreys were well set.
Out now, 6.
5 minutes to play at the Brewery Field. Lake gets low. Stops the Stormers dead in their tracks. Good line from Fenter.
No, last feet.
And a massive clear out. The pace being ratcheted up here by the Cape Townians. Fenter again. Williams was there in defence.
Black on the line.
More big blue and white bodies piling forward.
Okay, hold.
Ungara's going to leave this to the forwards.
On the line.
Now it's up to the backs. Willemse.
Tackle.
Keiran Williams once more. Chopping down legs.
No.
Tipuric does his best to slow this down. And then Warren knocks the Stormers backwards. Has that stifled their momentum?
5 move.
They look to get this going. Jean-Luc Du Plessis out to the left-hand side. The cutback is there. Ruannel.
Onside 7.
Ungara. Schickerling. And penalty for the Ospreys at the end of it all. James Ratti. like a prize fighter at the end of 12 rounds, looking over JD Schickerling.
It had to be Schickerling as well, didn't he? He's been so good in this game. But that time, look how low the tackles are. That's chop tackles, putting them low so that the next man could come in nice and early. Ratti's over the top there. Still on his feet, gets his hand on the ground, but that's after he's got his hands on the ball as well. Deemed to be holding the ball on the ground. It's a lovely turnover from Ratti. The Ospreys will not want a repeat of last week. They will try and control this ball now, play it out.
But it took from the Dragons 4 minutes of near perfectly constructed rugby. The Stormers will look to do that if they can get the ball. Lake just fumbles it forward. How on earth did Stefan Ungara come away from that exchange with credit?
It's a winger's nightmare, isn't it? Seeing Dewi Lake running down the line like that.
Let's go, let's go.
There's only one way he's going as well, isn't there? There's no sidestepping hookers, is there?
I mean, it is staggering to think that he was a double mini trampoline Welsh representative when he was younger. How could the trampoline hold his weight from a height? I don't know. It's destined for the rugby field, though.
He's probably lost a bit of that agility with all those muscles he's seemed to have gained from somewhere.
Set. Stay there.
Ungara feeds the scrum. Stormers on the left-hand side. Plenty of open pasture to play with here. Du Plessis. Willemse doesn't take it cleanly. Sets Hartzenberg off and running. Luke Morgan is there. He's been to the fore in defence, Luke Morgan, tonight. And he's got his mates around him to ensure that ball stayed in Ospreys' hands. That might just be enough for the Ospreys.
22 offside in front of the kicker.
Well, they're certainly taking their time getting to the ball too.
Let's go, time off. Time is off.
Was close for sure, but the Ospreys are not going to rush this one.
Let's go, time on.
We've got the Stormers analyst screaming at us here in front of us saying he wasn't offside. I'm afraid there's nothing we could do. We can't change that decision.
Popular choice for the BKT player of the match. Reuben Morgan-Williams, chosen by S4C. And they know how to make a crowd happy.
Yeah, well, there's been plenty of good players out there tonight.
Lake finds his man. Adam Beard takes it down. Watkin, Williams piles in. Try given. The black wave sweeps over the Stormers line, and that seals the deal for Toby Booth and his Ospreys on the road in Bridgend. The final whistle blows at the Brewery Field. It's been a battle, but the Ospreys come out on top again.
Lovely way to finish the game for the Ospreys. Takes the pressure off, obviously, but nothing like a 15-man maul.
And Sean, what a result for the Ospreys to take it on the road again to Bridgend and to come away with a victory against a team of this calibre.
Yeah, look, when the Stormers hit the ground running at the start there, it was looking a little bit ominous for this Osprey team, but what a physical encounter. Defence